The country is throwing its hat in the Oscars next year. On the Job, The Missing Eight will be our official entry to the 95th Academy Awards. It will be shown in local cinemas next month. And I got to speak to director Erik, Matti, and executive producer Dondon Monteverde about this recognition.
Happy lang kami ni Erik that this is happening, no, for the industry. Kasi, Erik and I have been advocating this type of content. No, we want to bring what the Filipinos can do abroad talaga, and that was our goal. And syempre it's a trial and error thing until you get the right one. No? And we're just so happy that one of our projects on the job is being appreciated right now on a global scale. No? And I think it will just open doors. Right? It will open doors to more producers, more filmmakers to actually do more, that can get noticed out there.
Let's narrow it down a little bit. I mean, Direk, tell me about this amazing movie, first On the Job, which started 2013.
Yes.
From there, I mean, take me through it. I know it wasn't easy for you guys to push the 2013 On the Job to start off with.
We started with On the Job 1 in 2013. And at that time, I think the success of On the Job 1 is that we've never done a crime thriller for the longest time in the Philippines during that year. And eventually we ended up in Cannes, and we got picked up globally in 11 territories to be shown theatrically and in their own countries, right? Now, later on, we decided to do On the Job 2, which is the story of the missing eight. And in that one, when we did it, it took us like 3 years to do it. The writing process was really difficult. The research was really tough because it was focused on journalism, and it was at a time that journalism was really under attack, which is around 2015, 2016. And then when we started doing it, the pandemic hit. When we were done with it, when the pandemic hit, we didn't know where to show On the Job. So we kept on honing it, cleaning it up, but we don't know as a film whether it's going to come out in the cinemas at all. And then, again, just like what happened in the first On the Job, Venice picked it up. And that one, after that, the road for On the Job became clear. From Venice, it became a mini-series because the cinemas were still closed. So we pivoted into a mini-series, and HBO picked it up.
That's right.
So we were glad that we found a life for On the Job. And 1 year later, it's still going around.
I mean, it's a good thing that you were able to break it down into a mini series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and combine both. I mean, how was that possible? Okay, because when you were making this, there was no. I mean, did you already have an inclination that you wanted to do number 2?
The mini series was born out of parang desperate times needed desperate measures, right?
Galing.
So we finished the film, and lo and behold, our film is 3 hours and 28 minutes long. And I knew it was going to be tough to show it in the cinemas for 3 hours and 28. But then the cinemas were closed.
Yeah.
So eventually we were thinking, what are the options? Is this just going to stay hidden because there's no cinemas to show it to? And with the length, we were looking at the highlights in the story, and we saw that it could be broken down into a series. And thinking about bringing together On the Job 1 into the series as a briefer to what the story is all about, and then continuing into On the Job 2, made it like a complete package. And that's when we decided to go and do it into a series.
Let's break it down for our audience. Okay, so we have On the Job 1. Okay, so this was about the political.
On the Job 1 is is introducing the whole idea of prisoners being brought out of prison to do
That's right.
assassinations. Uh, they are under the contract of government officials, and they are like ghosts because once they do the
They
kill,
go back.
the police in the first one, the police tries to find them. They couldn't find them because they're already in prison. So that's the whole introduction to the story, and then it continues on into two, on the job two, wherein in on the job it sort of opens it up to the journalism world, and the syndicate is slowly being brought out in the open, and a lot of people are getting to know what it is. So with that, with the existing on the job one and then the second film, when we decided to put it together, it became just this big saga of the way the government is corrupted by bringing all these people out of prison to do
That's right.
contract kills.
I mean, any hesitations, Dondon, on your part in terms of like, Eric, should we do this? I mean, baka pati tayo madamay dito. Maging totoo na, I mean, it could really happen to us, you know? I mean, any hesitations at all, and how were you able to maneuver it the way where you were able to sleep at night?
No hesitations naman. Parang every time naman, no, we go through a process naman where we make a movies. We do the movies that we really want to do. Diba? Kasi you can't, go into something half-hearted there. Diba? You never create something really good, no? Nothing good will come out of that. So when we did On the Job, those are facts, diba? And it happens, right? So we know. So we just had to maybe let the world know this kinds of thing happen. Not maybe just in the Philippines now, maybe all over the world. No?
There's music. I mean, that's one thing that I seem to come across a lot when I was reading up on you guys was the music. What inspired you to put this gangster, like, I mean, Hollywood, I mean, music.
Exactly.
It's something
exactly
so Pinoy.
Exactly your words. The gangster, the American Hollywood gangster feel to the way the story unfolds in On the Job, the Missing Eight. I remember when we were, because that used to be pegs. So whenever we edit the film, we put in music, stand-in music that we will eventually change. And I remember we were when Dondon and I saw the edit along with our co-producers with Globe Studios. Everyone was hesitant whether it's going to be used or not because we knew how expensive it was to get the licenses for all of those. But in the end, we thought we wanted to replace it with something else, but it wasn't good enough. As good as how we heard it earlier.
Yeah. So the decision really came about, especially when HBO came in. So we know that we would basically have a more universal audience. So the timing, I think the calling was really to do music here, put music here that can be that they can relate to on a universal scale. No? And for me and Eric, honestly, it's the most expensive. Music, the type of music that we used here, no? Talagang grabe siya, but then we had to do it, diba? So para at least just to get the attention of people out there also.
I want to also mention Johnny Arcilia's role here. I mean, John Arcilia, I mean, galing talaga. I mean, for him to be able to take home the Volpi Cup.
Yes. Yeah.
Another historic, another first ever for us.
Exactly.
It really was.
Yeah. Yung sinasabi nga namin ni Eric, di ba, na parang maganda nga with this, on the job as a vehicle, we're actually able to showcase, what Filipinos can, di ba? So with John's acting talaga, he was superb, di ba? And he got noticed, no?
Christine, when we go to big film festivals and you're up against bigger, better, what you think are better, more well-produced films, and you just go there, happy to be chosen, never expecting to win against all those giants, and then you end up with a Volpi Cup. I mean, it was as a surprise to all of us. We were just happy during September that now we were able to travel to Italy
Yeah.
because after after 2 years of pandemic, but then to be given the recognition of a Volpi Cup, that's even
Yeah,
better, right?
but I think you're also being so modest. I heard that you had like a 5 minute standing ovation.
Uh, yeah, everyone enjoyed the film. Uh, and you know how 3 hour 28 films can go, where you really need to hold the audience by the hand with that kind of a length. And everybody seemed to have been sucked into the film, so we're happy with it.
I mean, with that in mind, Direct, do you see yourself making more movies such as this?
We are continuing
Yeah.
to make more movies. We're doing the second season of this
Yeah.
next year. We're in the middle of writing it, and together with that, we
And
are
you're
also
sorry,
producing
sorry,
the,
Direct, you're making the second season. This is for HBO Asia.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as a film, we're making the prequel of how this prisoner for hire story even started in the Philippines, and we picked the 1990s as a time where it all began.
And I heard you're also doing a film with Vilma soon. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Galing na. Galing ng
Napaka-updated
info mo.
ni Christina. Alam mo lahat ah.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are not rushing into it, but we've always wanted to do something with Vilma, and the opportunity opened up. We have like a really great story for her, and we just decided we just drew up the courage to set up a meeting with Vilma and find out if she would be going back into movie making.
Mhm.
And gladly she did.
Okay.
So we are still writing it. Maybe that's gonna be next year, mid next year, third quarter next year.